Good afternoon and welcome to Salam Media Highlights. There's a buzz in the air today as the much anticipated, much awaited matric results for the class of 2024 are officially out. And across the country, families, schools, communities are celebrating the incredible achievements of our young learners. And amid all of this excitement, we have the privilege to be catching up with one exceptional achiever whose journey has inspired so many. If you've been an avid follower of Salam Media, you may remember the name Stacy Frew, a bright and ambitious 12-year-old who we interviewed a few years back. And back then, she spoke about her dreams and aspirations, and with the spark of determination that was very, very hard to miss. Fast forward to today, Stacy has turned that spark into a brilliant flame. She's a school's top achiever for 2024 with an incredible 7 A's, a GPA of 47 out of 49, and the dreams of becoming an engineer. And before we hear from her, let's take a moment to relive that memorable interview from when Stacy was just 12 years old. Take a listen.
When did you get interested? Because I see here that you started writing without even your parents knowing that there was a book in the making. So, I mean, it sounds like you were doing it like as a hobby or in your spare time. And where did you find the time and what set you on this course?
So when I started writing my first book, Smelly Cats, when I was 7 years old, I did it without my parents' knowledge. And what led up to that point was because when my mother graduated with her master's thesis, I saw the thesis as a book my mother wrote without telling me. So I decided I was going to write my very own book without telling both my parents. So that was the inspiration of me writing it in secret. And the only person that helped me write the book was my older brother Shannon, who isn't here today. But it was only him and I who knew my little secret at the time.
And your mom has her master's in what?
She has her master's in teenage communication, something to do with teenagers and technology and stuff like that.
Wow. Wow, we must get mommy in one day. Yeah, I'd like to
Yes.
have a conversation with mom then it's definitely another show. But today, and tell us, so Smelly Cats is about what?
Smelly Cats is about two cats who are family members, and they're constantly fighting for friends. They're fighting for popularity, and it sort of tears away their family bond. But they are able to somehow, in some ways, bring that and make them closer together.
And for somebody.
Yeah, that was Stacy at just 12 years old, and we'll be welcoming her back to Salam Media. She's now a young lady, a matriculant, a top achiever. And yeah, Stacy, welcome to Salam Media. Really appreciate you giving us your time. And have you figured out what your mother's master's is in yet?
Good afternoon to you and all your listeners. Thank you once again for inviting me onto the show. Salam Media has been a big part of my media journey. And yeah, I haven't quite figured it out yet, but I do know what her PhD is in, something about communications within the family home. And so, she's now moved a step up in her academic journey as well.
Oh, no, that's brilliant. And I want us now to reflect on your academic journey, which I think, it speaks for itself, but when you hear yourself at just 12, speaking at that moment, what goes through your mind? Did you imagine you'd be where you are today, with the kind of result that you've obtained for your matric?
So going through school, I was always thinking about matric, but I never thought that I would actually be in matric. Like it felt so far all the time. And when I entered my matric year, it kind of felt like I didn't really grasp the. I'm not sure how to explain it, but going through the motions of matric really did show me the importance of determination in such a stressful time.
Mm, mm, mm. And one thing which is really, really like interesting is the fact that your generation, this year's matrics, are from like that crazy COVID-19 era, where it literally disrupted your early high school years. How did that experience kind of shape your resilience and work ethic and just doing things differently in what ultimately became a new world after COVID happened?
Yeah, so during COVID, we entered grade 8. So most of us were in high school, and then the pandemic happened, and that did end up changing a lot of things. But surprisingly, for myself, I my marks from grade 7 to grade 8 actually got better during COVID, and I first started seeing distinctions during that time. And I think I saw my first distinctions in grade 8, and I felt very happy. And I knew that I didn't want to let that feeling slip away from me. So in grade 9, I entered the top 5 within my school. From grade 9, I stayed in the top 5. And then during my matric year, to everyone's surprise, my surprise as well, I became first during prelims. And
Yeah.
taking prelims was an amazing experience. I mean, I was valedictorian, but we had yet to write finals. So now my anxiety going into finals was, okay, I took first in prelims. What if I don't get first in finals? And so that just, sort of kept my mind training.
Mm, mm. How did you deal with the pressure though? Because, as a top achiever, someone that's, always in the top five, top two, top three, or whatever, there's always a lingering pressure that comes with how you perform, especially in your matric year. How did you deal with that? Was it at the back of your mind that, I've done so well throughout my schooling life, and it literally doesn't matter except for now? Was that difficult to work around?
I don't believe so, because for some reason I never really had that confidence in myself. I'm not sure why, but never really felt that I was doing well in school. And so I was just happy setting realistic expectations for myself, no matter how high or low the bar was. And it came to me beating my own expectations every single time, which encouraged me to push for more.
Mm, mm. And you seem to be very, very close with your mother. She seems to be very, very present, in your academia. How important was her role in your matric year? And, how was she, at the center and heart of you, getting the results that you obtained?
Mm. So it's very nice that I wrote my matric during the same year my mom was finishing with her PhD, because we would both have late night study sessions. We'd try and see who can stay up the latest, and we ended up pushing each other in order to achieve, such great goals. And my mom would always make sure I was very well taken care of. She would bring me snacks, got me an exam care package. She was extremely present in my progress throughout the year, of course, as my biggest supporter. So, if not for her support and her willingness to push me further, who knows?
Yeah, yeah. And I know this might sound like a weird question, right? Because, you did so brilliantly. But if you could have done anything differently, what would it be?
I think maybe I would have taken more time to actually think about the fact that I was a matric, because throughout the year, I never really felt it. I was too busy on doing portfolio tasks. I was too busy on thinking about the next exam, the next test, this and that. So at the end of the matric year, when we were saying goodbye to our friends and saying goodbye to our teachers, I realized that I didn't really internalize a lot of what I went through throughout the year. I just, yeah.
Mm, 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 mm. And the big question now is the next step. Where to now from Stacy? What do you want to do next? I'm sure opportunities are limitless right now.
Yeah. So I my dream university at the moment is the University of Pretoria,
Hmm.
because the open day, I saw the campus, I interacted with the people, and it's not too far from home, but it's far enough that I could also have some independence and grow on my own. And I hope to study engineering when I'm at UP.
Mm. Why engineering specifically? Because I'm watching that clip of yours at 12, and you strike me as a creative. Someone that likes to write, someone that journals a lot, that reads a lot, and then a few years down the line, you're speaking engineering, which is a bit more technical. What changed? What changed in your life that you decided to go that route?
I think the more I climbed the grades in school, the more I realized just how interesting maths and physics and the sciences were. And in this day and age, it's also important to study something that is in high demand.
Yeah.
And of course, love creativity. I will still continue to read, still continue to write, and but I feel like I should also explore, maybe bring that creativity to the STEM field. And see where that takes me.
All right, Stace, I think we're going to leave it on that note. Congratulations on your hard work, and we're really glad that, that Salam Media, in whatever small way, we're literally part of your growth and seeing you, become this amazing young lady that you've become. How are you celebrating today? Any party? Anything?
I might go out with my family later today, but I mean, after I got my statement from school, I just came home and took a nap
Yeah,
because
a nap.
yeah, the anxiety, like some of us couldn't eat, we were staying up all night. Like no one warned us about this part of matric where we're like just waiting for a whole 2 weeks. We're just in limbo, not knowing what to do with ourselves. So I think now that reality set in, but the celebrations will take place in the or next month or whenever.
Nah, definitely. I think, Stacy, your story is nothing short of inspiring. And thank you so much for sharing with us. And thank you to your parents, your mother specifically, for sharing you with us. And we wish you all the best as you embark on this exciting new chapter. Keep shining. And just lastly, is there another book coming after Smelly Cat? Smelly Cat Part 2, Part 3?
It's with trick, so I'm taking it slow, but sure, end of the year definitely.
All right, there you have it. That was Stacy Frew. Yeah, really, really amazing young lady. We wish her all the best, and we'll definitely be following your, your growth as you go into university. And yeah, well done. Congratulations from all of us here at Salam Media.
Thank you once again for having me on the show. Goodbye to your listeners, everyone in studio, and I do hope to be interacting with you guys again soon. Bye.
Definitely, definitely. That was Salam Media Highlights bringing you Stacy Frew. We once interviewed her when she was 12 at the beginning of the interview. You'll check out that clip. And yeah, a few years later, she's one of the country's top matric achievers. And I know a certain Prapontu is feeling a bit old after seeing that video. This has been Salam Media Highlights. We're going to leave it here for now. We'll see you again next time. Goodbye.